Okay. So what did we do in 2001? Well, basically, when we were here on this very stage, February of last year, we had just started to come up with a plan for how we were going to tell our story to the rest of the world. We basically had a reasonable size marketing budget that we were going to guard carefully, but we weren't going to spend any money on advertising. We were still at a point where the .com boom was, maybe not going full steam, but it was still kind of hittering, and the Super Bowl had just taken place, and there were $1 million being invested by single companies with their marketing budgets. One of the first things that we did was define a brand personality for the company. And what you see in the back of your business card is the notion of innovate, adapt, and amaze. We then followed that by building on that brand equity with the rest of the external public in the industry. We also put to a task to create sales tools to allow people to explain our value proposition, to allow our sales and business folks to go out there and show off what we have. We wanted to influence the press and analysts, and as I mentioned, no advertising. I think that was very, very key, and it turned out to be the right strategy at the right time. In addition, with product management, as John Carney has alluded to, we did want to do a lot of customer requirements gathering and competitive industry analysis so that we could prioritize our resources to execute. In addition, we needed to cut through the marketplace noise by dominating a specific major ITV category, and I'll talk a little bit more as to what that means. Now, last year at this time, I talked about how we needed a brand personality. Now, for those of you who were here, you heard me go through how that formulated and came up, and I'm happy to share with anybody else offline how we came up with this brand personality. But why bother? Why not just say, we're just MetaTV and we'll let ourselves figure out who we are? Well, it's very critical because, as Andrew pointed out, we all come from a lot of diverse backgrounds, and diverse companies with different cultures. And we really want to take the best elements of what we've learned from each of the other companies, but we want to come together and forge our own identity. Something that we can say to the new people that come on board and join us on this great trip. This is who we are, this is what we stand for, this is what we believe in, and this is how we can contribute to our goals. So we basically laid it out, and there were six personality traits, one for each letter of MetaTV. So how did we do? Did we live out to our brand personality that we set out in 2001? Well, you take a look and you tell yourself, or you tell me. I think we did an incredible job of living up to our brand personality. I mean, whether or not that was just sort of through osmosis, because that's the kind of people that we are, we managed to hire the right people, or whether it's the culture, the way we do develop our engineering, the quality, the time that we put into the effort that we do, how we treat our customers, how we market, how we're relentlessly branding our products. I'd say that we have achieved that and more. The 6 brand personality traits distilled down to innovate, adapt, and amaze. And that's on the back of your business cards. And in 2001, we definitely created innovative new technologies, which we presented to the rest of the world. We certainly adapted to the numerous challenges and opportunities that came our way, and we amazed our customers, partners, and ourselves. Now, the key thing about innovate, adapt, and amaze is that it's an internal reflection of who we are, but we progress and we push that image out to our customers and how we deal with our external partners. And that's how people start to think about MetaTV. Those are the guys with the innovative technology. Those are the guys with the can-do attitude, adapting to my rollout schedules, to my requirements, to my ability to pay for the service now and how I want to deploy it. In terms of sales tools, what did we do in 2001? The first thing we sat down and said, this software thing is very intangible. We've got to try and put something in front of people that will make them believe and buy into our religion, that if they take the MetaTV platform, they're going to save oodles of money or they're going to make millions of dollars, and a combination of both. In order to do that, we created what was called the business value model, essentially a sales tool that basically said, this is how much our solution costs, this is how much it would cost you if you had to build all of this stuff by hand, and this is how much we believe that you will be able to make in the long run. Now, as the negotiations evolve, nobody really knows exactly how the consumers will adapt or adopt interactive television, so we're not exactly sure, and the cable operators aren't exactly sure, specifically where the revenue flows are. But one thing that we can be quite clear about, and as we get more statistics with the media deployments and such, we can tell people, we believe, and this is through our tried and tested experience in deploying, that the build-out costs, literally build-out cost of this stuff is going to be a significant cost savings in its own right. So without MetaTV, don't worry about the back-end revenues. You wouldn't even be at the starting gate without our technology. We set about very efficiently revamping the external-facing collateral of our company, and from that meant revamping our website. Essentially, we put together a very, very cool-looking website at minimal cost. And we continue to pound on the research and analysis. Information is power. In whatever industry that you're in, whether you're selling, chewing gum or whether you're developing high technology products, understanding your customer, understanding their pain points, what their issues are today, who are the major people in their organization, all of those things come together in a battle plan or points of influence plan that allows you to effectively attack all aspects of that organization. As Irv mentioned, it's an 18-month process with Comcast in order to achieve the goals and sign the deals. We have to swallow the elephant one bite at a time and really pick our areas of influence and attack. We provided branding through internet email marketing methods, allowing us to disseminate MetaTV's news without having to print anything on paper. A very cost-effective way of producing a brand awareness. We started to morph our collateral into more distinctive collateral, controlling the costs by producing smaller pieces, but also leveraging the notion of gloss, MetaTV gloss, and our ability to be able to project quality through our brand and our marketing collateral. These cards were handed out at NCTA and basically provide a very simple, this is what MetaTV does, this is how you increase value, and these are our customers. I recently spoke to somebody who essentially took one of these packs and said, and emailed me back the other day saying that he used them literally when they went back into the office, flipped the cards over and explained about the TV value proposition in about 2 minutes to be able to articulate what MetaTV is all about. And that's what we need. We want people to take these cards and go out and market for us, to basically be MetaTV representatives. That's how we get our maximum bang for our buck. Just like in Jaws, where there's one scene where Roy Schneider, he's chumming, and he's complaining, he's smoking his cigarette, and he's trying to get the shark to come up, and all of a sudden the shark appears, and it's this huge shark, kind of backs away, and goes in back, and he says to the guy driving the boat, "You're going to need a bigger boat because it's a big shark out there." Well, we did Western with a tight, compact booth, and in order to show progress in terms of external brand and visibility, we decided that we were going to need a bigger booth for NCTA. And as it turned out, the economy was gradually churning down, and there was an implosion in the middle of March, which kind of briefly affected our plans. But I would contend that we did everything at the right time. The reason I believe that is, at NCTA, everybody started backing out left, right, and center, thinking, oh, this is it, we're not going to spend money on this, that, and the other. MetaTV stood tall at that time, and we put up the biggest, the baddest, best-looking booth to accommodate all of the great stuff that you guys have created. Essentially, a small booth wouldn't hold all of the stuff that you created. We needed more screens, more demo rooms, more conference rooms in order to cut the deals. The timing turned out to be perfect because at that time at NCTA, people were still kind of like halfway across the line. They weren't quite sure, I'll just still go to NCTA because I'm not sure whether it's still worth it or, but they were there. And when they saw MetaTV, they thought, wow, these guys have come a long way in 6 to 8 months. These guys have matured with great technology, and the way they're presenting themselves now is significantly larger than when I saw them at Western in 2000. That created an imagery that essentially allowed us to gain significant credibility. And from that followed great meetings, and all of the stuff that you showed keyed into the customers to allow them to build additional confidence in what we do. We were literally everywhere at NCTA. Not only did we have the biggest, most beautiful booth showing the greatest stuff, we also took the time to also engulf our technology and services in over 10 partner booths. And here are just some images of what happens at NCTA.